All right. Hi, guys. I'm Caleb. I'm the president of the Teaching Students Association, and I just wanted to share what this club was about and like how you can join and why you should join. Uh, this is Daniel. He's the VPI math stock person, just taking over for now, right? He's my co-president. But yeah, and so basically co-president, vice president, whatever. Um, so who can join? So basically any MathSolve member can join, but especially students who are interested in teaching can join. And you don't even need to be in the math faculty if you want to join. If you're just interested in teaching, you just hit us up. And basically what we do is uh, we look for ways to practice our teaching skills. For example, we might be hosting math review sessions, right? We host math review sessions, especially for students who are in first year math, right? So some of the common courses that you guys have to take, Math 135, Math 137, those kinds of things, we'll probably offer some review sessions for those for the midterms and for the final exams. And we also do a bunch of social events like movie nights or board game nights, which have been pretty popular since we moved onto a more remote online basis. We often do prof talks where we invite a professor to come in and talk about how or what their journey through academia has been like, and we can ask them questions about how they like to teach, that kind of thing. And so there's a lot of different things that we can do and we have done and we look forward to doing, whether we're online or in person. And hopefully you guys will join us, right? Whether or not you are a first year or like you're about to graduate, lots of things. And so why should you join? Right? Like I said, if you're interested in teaching, but especially if you're interested in the mathematics teaching program at Waterloo that Daniel and I are both a part of, right? If you're interested and you want to learn more, you're going to meet a lot of people who are in that program. And we highly encourage you that if you are already accepted into the teaching program, that you come check us out and you can meet your peers and find lifelong friends. Yay! We also have a club room on the third floor, and there's a lot of cool things there. We have like a few couches, desk, table, space, a lot of places that you can just take a nap or just work away, grind out a computing problem, whatever, right?
You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah. Uh, Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. But yeah, if anybody has any further questions, you can just email us at tsa@uwaterloo.ca.
Hello. Caitlin. I hope I said that right.
Is she there?
Hi.
Oh. Epic.
Right.
Okay.
How are you?
Good. I don't think the meeting link works on the MathSoc website.
Yeah, like it didn't work for us either, so we've been trying to brainstorm how to figure that out. But in the meantime, we were just gonna record it and then deal with it later. But hey, you're here now. That's awesome. Great, I can do the recording again. This time not flop it up.
We never stopped recording, did we?
Sorry?
I don't think we stopped recording. No, we
No,
never
we
stopped.
didn't. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, this is the Teaching Students Association. I'm Caleb. I'm the president, and the person that you see as VPI MathSoc, that's Daniel, and he's the vice president. But the TSA club, right? It's in a name, right? It's for students that are interested in teaching or want to know more about teaching as a career or as the program. But yeah, if you're a MathSoc member, you can join. Even if you're just a regular Waterloo student, you can feel free to join as well if you want to look more into teaching. And so what we do is basically we look for ways that we can practice our pedagogical skills, whether that's through math review sessions. And what we do is we often run math review sessions for first year students, right? That because a lot of math students take the same courses like Math 135 or Math 137. And so we often have people tutor them, right? Or give a review session kind of thing. We also do a bunch of social events, whether that's online board games or movies or like even pre-pandemic meetups and whatnot. And we're definitely looking for ways over the course of this year as we transition from online back to in-person, how we can do a bunch of fun things that we weren't able to do before. We also do like professor talks where we invite some well-known professors at Waterloo and we ask them questions like, oh, how did you get into teaching? What are some things that you can tell us about teaching? All that kind of thing. But basically why I joined the TSA was because we had this really nice club room. We have like couches and tables and desks and chairs. And basically, if you want to take a nap, go for that. If you want to just do your homework, you can go for that. If you want to meet new friends, you can do that. Basically, that's all there is to it. So yeah, if you are interested in teaching, I think you're first. Caitlin, are you a first year? Is that right?
I'm going into first
Going
year.
to first year? Yeah, right. If you're interested in the math teaching program, then you can talk to people there who are in the program, right? Meet other students that are interested in teaching, use the club room. Yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, that was my 2-minute spiel on the TSA. Yeah. Cool beans.
Do you have
do
any questions?
No, I just wanted to see what it was about because I think I am interested in the teaching option, but like I'm only going into first year, so I still have time to
Exactly.
figure that out.
Yeah. So
Are there other majors that you're considering as well?
I mean, I'm taking intro to actuarial science to see, but like I haven't actually taken any courses to see what specific math stuff I'm interested in. Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, that's the really cool thing about Waterloo is that the courses that you take determines your degree, right? If you want to have a pure math degree, you can take more pure math courses. If you want to go into actuarial sciences, you can take your ACSI courses, right? And so you don't have to feel hamstrung by, oh, I'm in applied math, so I can only take applied math courses. Not necessarily. Play around with what you want, right? And then as you go through your university career, you realize, oh, I definitely want to go into CS. Oh, I definitely want to go into CO or whatever. So yeah, good on you. Keep your options open. I like that. Do you know a lot of people that are going to Waterloo with you, or like are you just a complete stranger? Kaylin?
What year? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What year are you guys in?
Daniel?
I'm in my third year, 3B. So I'm starting fourth year in the fall.
Yeah, I'm pretty old. I'm in my fourth year, so I'm actually finishing up my math degree after this term. So yeah, I'm an old guy.
How are you president?
Well, because I'm finishing my math degree, but I still got my music degree to finish.
Oh, no.
So I'm still technically a math student, but I
I
finished all
thought
my
you were like
courses.
graduating.
No. Oh my geez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what you want to do after university? Like, do you want to teach high school or do you want to, yeah, what are you interested in?
I want to drown in student debt. Yeah, teaching high school probably. Yeah. The math teaching program is geared mainly towards high school teaching. So it's like we get our co-ops in high schools, and I really enjoyed them, and I see myself definitely working in high school in the future.
Speaking of student debt, because of the co-ops, we usually don't drown in student debt because we do make some money while we are getting our degree. And I'm very similar to Caleb, in which my plan is to teach high school. But first, I'd also have to get my Bachelor of Education, which is Teachers College. I don't know where.
Yeah. One thing that going to the TSA has taught me is like, what the heck is a Bachelor's of Education, and why the heck is that so important? All that kind of thing. Yeah. Nice. Why did you decide to go to or choose Waterloo, Caitlin?
Pretty close, and they have a good math program. And I was interested in teaching, but I'm not sure about like how many jobs there are. So I guess math is good if there's something else I'm also interested in, I can like fall back on that as well. So yeah.
Nice.
What kind of like what did you have to do when during a co-op when you worked in high schools? Was it mainly just high schools, or did you also work at colleges as well?
Yeah. So each of the high schools so first off, we have your co-op placements, which are only for the math teaching program kids, right? And so nobody else at Waterloo can apply for those. It's just for math teaching kids. And so these are high schools or like private K-12 schools across Southern Ontario. So like there's some at Waterloo, there's some in Mississauga, there's some in Richmond Hill, right? And so mainly you're actually in a classroom, you're actually teaching, all that kind of thing. So I've worked in grade 7 to 8. I've worked in grade 9, 10. I've worked in IB. I've worked in a lot of different, I've had a lot of different wide ranging experiences. And there's also going to be co-op jobs available for everybody at Waterloo, right? And so when you're talking about like working in a college, yeah, there are definitely a few opportunities for that at like Seneca or at there's another place that I don't remember that offer co-ops to working in colleges as well. So yeah, like if you can name it, there's probably a co-op associated with that.
I have a question. How did you find first year? Like, did you find it a big adjustment to like high school?
Daniel, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, big adjustment in every aspect of my life. Basically started over with my social life, but orientation helped there. Um, living without my family was fun because I don't have pressures. I have more freedom to like get bubble tea when I want. um, and yeah, the academics part, it's more of a challenge, but it's very doable if you do put in the effort and the time, because like you can go to class, but you do have to like work on practice problems on your own in order to really thrive.
Yeah, like same with Daniel. Like I'm an out of province student. I'm from BC, so I did not know anyone coming into Waterloo. So it was definitely a big change, but I was really open to it, and I've made a lot of friends from orientation, from first year that I'm still really close and tight with, right? So definitely encourage that if you're like worried about meeting new people, it's just to be open, right? To be open to change, be open to meeting lots of people, and yeah, university is a time for that. And especially academic wise, I definitely suffered, but I suffered because I fell into the trap that, oh, I got into Waterloo. Now I don't need to try hard. I don't need to study, C's get degrees, that kind of thing. But the problem with that is that, sure, C's get degrees on your like Math 135, your Math 137, your original, like your basic first year math courses. But since I'm in a program that is wide ranging, I need to really understand the first year courses so that I have a chance to understand the second year courses. I didn't understand anything from the first year courses because C's get degrees. So by the time I got a second year, I was really screwed. So I really had to put in a lot of work. So yeah, but the thing is, like Daniel was saying, like the first year math courses aren't really that bad. You just have to put effort into it, and then you'll definitely see some good results coming out. So don't be too scared when I say that you're going to fail, because you don't really fail.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I am a little bit nervous about the difference from high school to math, and also our like we had it all online, so like
Oh
there are pretty
yeah.
big gaps in our learning because our teachers would skip some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
When did
that's
you?
tough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's yeah. I don't know. When did you guys join the TSA? Like, did you join in your first year, or did you join after you declared your major?
Yeah, I just joined after I declared my major.
Um,
Um, I declared to go into math teaching after my halfway through my second year. So that's when I joined. But you can join earlier, right, Daniel?
yeah, that's what I did. I joined going into my second year. I was an orientation leader, and Ina, who is about to graduate, she's also a teaching student. She basically recruited me into the TSA because I was like thinking about going into teaching. And then after talking with other teaching students, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this now. So it was helpful to join early because I also got more insight about the program. Um, yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't like a club for life. Once you join, you're not allowed to leave until you graduate, kind of thing. Like, if this isn't your vibe, then we get it. No big deal. But yeah, I highly encourage you to just check out as many clubs as you can, right, while being able to maintain your academic standing. Because
Maybe not as many as you can. Maybe pick a couple that like you really you're passionate about so that you're not like overwhelming yourself. Yeah.
yeah, I guess. But like, you want to try archery? Waterloo has an archery club. If you've never tried archery, you should do it. That's what I'm trying to say, right?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess they have lots of clubs that are interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had another question about your sequences. What sequence, like, because we were allowed to choose our sequences, But I had asked if there was like one that had to do with teaching. So I was wondering what your sequence was and whether you had to change it when you declared your major.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was in sequence too, but for the math faculty in general, sequences don't really matter after the first year and the first co-op. But after that, you can basically go to an academic advisor and say, I'm going to change my just if you're feeling it. Yeah. And for teaching, there is a math teaching course that is specific for this program, and it only happens in spring term. So I did have to switch a co-op term early so that I could have a study term for the spring. Yeah, that was in the second year.
Yeah, and to add on to that, like I was also sequence 2, right? So because of that, I had to change my sequence so then I could be here in the spring. And then after I did that, a few terms later, I was like, hey, I actually want to graduate early. So I approached the advisor. I'm like, hey, I'm going to graduate early. So she gave me a sequence change form. I changed it. And then a term later, I'm like, actually, I don't want to graduate early. So I asked for another sequence change and then I changed my sequence. So it's really easy to change your sequence pretty much. As long as you have like a
After
good,
first year.
yeah, if you have a good enough reason, you can definitely do it. Yeah, what sequence are you?
Did you get? Yeah.
I'm in sequence 1. So yeah.
That's the easy one. That's a good one.
Good for teaching. That one's good for teaching, yeah, because you have summer built into the
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you currently in Waterloo, Caitlin, or like GTA area?
It's like an hour or so away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So do you
That's
think?
oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Keep going.
You said that there are some like co-ops you could do in Mississauga. Did you do any in Mississauga? Or
I did, yeah. I was actually from Mississauga as well. I'm from Mississauga. I still am. But that is Bronte College. It is a private boarding school, and they also provide you accommodation. So they have you live on the residence they have. Yeah.
Bronte sounds really cool. I wish I could work there. Yeah. Are you excited? Are you going to be planning to be in person or just be online? I don't really know how first year is going to look like.
it's a mix between the two. Like we could choose to have some classes in person. So I think like 135 and 137 might be in person or like kind of half in person and half online. But I think there are some courses that are going to be online, but we haven't gotten our schedules yet. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense, I guess.
Schedules are a thing. I totally forgot about. We haven't had them in like a year.
Yeah. It's crazy what online does things to you.
So when you guys had online courses, was it all like asynchronous? So you don't have, or what do you mean by no schedules?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be all asynchronous, and if there is a synchronous component, it's supposed to be recorded. That hasn't always happened to me, but yeah, asynchronous is expected.
Yeah, I think for the most part it's asynchronous, right? I think. I don't really remember,
I
but
think like the Laurier courses are synchronous. So just don't take business courses and you should be fine.
I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that again once everybody gets back in person. God willing. Oh, please.
No one else emailed us asking for a link, right?
Sorry?
No one else emailed GSA for a link.
Nobody did.
Okay, it's okay. This is recorded. I don't know what MathLog's gonna do with it. But yeah, Caitlin, thank you so much for coming. We enjoyed having one person.
Much for answering my questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. And if we do head back in person and like the GSA is open, feel free to stop by. We are in the Math and Computing Building, MC, on the 3rd floor. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye.
you
Thanks.
too.
See you around.